here had glow-in-the-dark stars in their bedroom growing up? So about more than a third of you. Well, that's great news, because at the age of 26, I still have glow-in-the-dark stars in my bedroom. Reason why is because I'm fascinated in the way that they glow. The process is called luminescence, and I use it to study food packaging. We all love convenient foods, but sometimes we don't realize that individually wrapped foods can be a real burden on the environment. Consider your breakfast this morning. Whether you had a K-cup, an oatmeal packet, or even poured yourself a bowl of cereal, you've come in contact with some type of food packaging. And unfortunately, that often ends up in the landfills. As a society, we create 19 billion pounds of plastic waste a year. So to fix this, we want to create new biodegradable food packaging. But that's not very easy. We need to rigorously test for the strength of these packages, because what good would a food package be if it wasn't strong enough to hold food without ripping? Traditional testing is done using this machine on the left. It pulls the package apart to determine its strength. But the issue with this machine is that it is very expensive. It costs about $50,000. So I am proposing a new method to test for the strength of biodegradable food packaging using luminescence and green food dye. Much like the glow-in-the-dark stars, my packages have an added ingredient, green food dye, that allows them to glow. My methodology has 3 steps. First, I make biodegradable packages with added green food dye. Second, I put these packages into a machine called a fluorometer, and I get a signal from the green food dye that looks like that in that top picture. And then third, I do a few calculations on the signal, and I can determine the strength of the package in a similar way to that traditional testing mechanism. So instead of ripping the package apart to determine strength, I can use luminescence, green food dye, and a fluorometer that is 10% the cost of that traditional test. So once this methodology is validated and ready for the marketplace, we can incentivize big and small manufacturers to start making more biodegradable food packages by significantly decreasing the cost of testing. And as a society, we can stop using so much plastic waste. My research and the glow-in-the-dark stars in my bedroom have a lot in common. I want everyone to know about it, but I also hope that they get glowing reviews. Thank you.